Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is a special episode of Roll the Balls Out. This is the Smooth Sailing Athletics. Smooth Sailing Athletics episode.
It's a ladies' man.
The ladies, man, roll the balls out. We're getting a little off track already. So, what are we doing here, Joel?
I don't know. What are we doing here?
Joel just woke up.
I just woke up an hour ago.
He just showed up. He's got his Coke Zero.
And Express.
He's back on the Coke Zero train for those of you who have been listening to Roll the Balls Out. We went about a month and a half.
I was happy with it. Went to Canada and was like, I need to get on Coke Zero.
All right, so he's back. All right, so this is the Smooth Sailing Podcast. This is something unique that the athletic department is trying to do to get out information to everybody in a timely fashion where it's a busy time of year. Sports starting on August 10th. Parents are still trying to soak up as much summer as they can, but there's a lot of information that the community needs to know, especially if your children are participating in athletics here at South Christian. So, Mr. Cool shot us an email a couple weeks ago and said, hey, we got an idea. Instead of having a meeting where everybody has to show up and take time and all that stuff, he goes, let's just record a podcast. And we said,
We're in.
count it in.
Yeah.
So our guests today are our two favorite people at South Christian, David Cool and Taylor Johnson. David, Taylor, welcome to the show.
Hey.
Hey, thanks for having us. Pleasure to be here, fellas.
You guys look very excited to be here.
It's August, so like
And
summer's
we're working.
Summer's over.
Yeah, here we go.
It's like this. We're squeezing the last bits of summer out of here. So, Dave, talk to us about what's the goal for today. What do we want to cover?
Yeah, hey, again, thanks for having us. We think this is going to be a great avenue for us to get a bunch of information out of there because you guys are great. The top podcast in the area. I mean, there's no question that this is going to be listened to. So that's a far-reaching viewership, as we all know as well. So we're excited about that. But yeah, the main thing is this is replacing the in-person parent night that we've had for several years. You're going to get information about our team. You're going to get information about how to handle certain communications. You're going to get live stream information. You're going to get the philosophy of what we believe in, stuff about our athletic training staff, everything we're hoping to cover. In the next little bit of time that we have together that, you can listen to this when you're driving. You can listen to this when you're working out. You can listen to it whenever. And just hopefully this can give you a good roadmap to how to have a successful year of sports and athletics here at South Christian.
Roadmap.
The
I kinda
road
like
map.
that.
That is nice.
When's the last time you used an actual map, like a fold-out Michigan map or an atlas?
I remember doing MapQuest like 20 years ago where you would have to print out the directions to your
step-by-step
girlfriend's
direct-
house or whatever.
You don't know where she lives?
Like, print it out. Turn left at this light.
All right, we got to focus back up.
Focus back up. You're
Dave,
the
you
one-
have some updates about the athletic department staff this summer. Why don't you give us an update?
We got a little bit of change coming within our office, which we're excited about and also sad about at the same time. Jackie Salvius, who's been with us for 4 years, she's amazing at not only what she does, but just a fantastic person. And we've become very close with my kids. My kids love her. She's pretty much a second mom. I guess we could call her grandma now.
Oh.
Yeah. So she's a second grandma to my kids almost. So she's stepping down. She is actually going to be training our new person here for the next month or two. So we're very blessed to have her leading Leanne Hendricksey, who is stepping into the role. And she is going to be phenomenal. She is already off and running with Jackie. She's been working a little bit in July and still plugging here into August. And she's going to be the new face up front in our athletic secretary. So she'll be the first person you talk to a lot. She'll be the person that that's responding to emails on that sports email that we have. She's going to be the new Jackie, but she's going to take it and run with it. She was formerly at Legacy Christian for those of you that are familiar with that school. Where I've done some dealings with over there. She is, her. Also is the wife of John Hendricksey.
Better half of the Hendricksey household.
Yeah, much better.
We would all agree with that.
So there's some familiarity there. I've known Leanne for a long time. Taylor's known Leanne for a long time. Obviously, with John being a part of the basketball staff, if certain people don't know that, a couple years back too. So it's pretty much another addition to our family. She's going to be awesome, and we're excited about it.
Awesome. We're excited too.
Yeah.
We've got to know her over the years, and I feel like she's going to just mesh really well with everything that happens here at South. I feel like she's going to roll the sleeves up and get work done. Type person, right?
If she can put up with John for as much time as she can, she's going to be able to do anything here.
Well said.
Awesome. Dave, Tell us, give us any updates, Summer, anything else you need anybody to know.
Yeah. I'd just like to talk a little bit about myself. We always talk a little bit about ourselves, and Taylor will go next, just so you kind of know where we're coming from. I'm going into my 7th year, which is crazy to believe. Obviously, as many of you know, probably I stepped in after Cope stepped out. So it's been a great role. It's exciting. It's hard, but it's so worthwhile. You feel like you're making a big difference. So I really enjoy it. And so going into my 7th year here at South. Before this, I worked at Holland Christian in Jenison, where I coached basketball and taught PE at different levels, and then also worked at Western Michigan. So I've been at some different places, but South has always been my home. I've always wanted to work here, went to school here, graduated in 2006, and obviously, some of you probably know a fairly decent basketball player is what people still probably remember. Love to play basketball, and that was always my passion.
Can still shoot it, by the way.
So that's a little bit about my past as a work, but my pride, I always say, is my home life. When I'm home, I love being home. I got been married to my wife Olivia for 12 years, and have 3 beautiful children at home: 9-year-old Mackenzie, 6-year-old Carter, and 4-year-old Drew, and we're very, very blessed with our lives, but love being at South Christian. So, Taylor, why don't you take it from here?
Yeah, man, this is going to be 3rd year, I guess, here in the building, which is super exciting. I think this will be my 5th year coaching the varsity boys basketball team. So, again, I'm just here to serve Dave and our other coaches, try to make their life a little easier, try to make the parents' life a little easier, and then obviously just to impact the kids. I think that's the most rewarding thing about this job, being in the building, is I get to be around the kids every day, get to know them, and not just basketball players, all our student athletes here, just having another voice, another person that they can talk to. That's really my passion. So, really excited. Been married to my wife here for going on 4 years. Our daughter Sophie's going to be a year now, and we're over in the Zeeland, Holland area, and we're really excited to get going on another year.
When's your birthday?
Her birthday is tomorrow.
Hey.
Sophie's going to be 1 tomorrow.
We're still waiting on the invite to the party.
Yeah, I know. So
I don't know if it's going to come via text or whatever, but we're planning on it.
I put a kibosh on the party. I shut it down.
Good for you.
We've been invited to a few 1-year-old birthday parties lately, and I shut that thing down. Just
Don't do them for parents out there. I agree with Coach. If you're listening, Olivia, sorry.
It's a lot to ask.
1-year-old
people, I know. So we're doing family. We're doing the family thing and stuff like that. We're going down to the farm tomorrow night, and we'll put her in the tractor and give her a cake or something like that. So it'll be good.
Memorable.
It'll be good. She won't.
You guys
She won't remember.
She'll be crying her eyes out the entire time.
Yeah.
She's gonna get to be like 18 and be like, Dad, what do we do for my first
1-year-old
birthday?
No one has ever asked that in the history of mankind.
Yeah, one thing to add onto those notes too is we all have different buckets, like we all have different roles. But like if you reach out to Taylor, if you reach out to Leanne or myself, we'll point you in the right direction. So you can reach out to any of us at any time.
Nice.
All right, we got a few other people that are kind of related to athletics and kind of the wider scope. So, David, why don't you talk a little bit about the athletic training staff, maybe some doctor stuff, and that piece.
Not Dr. Van de Koppel.
Yeah, we are blessed to have not one, but 2 amazing trainers here at South Christian. One of them has been with us for 21 years, which is, as we know in the athletic world, is crazy. Some longevity there just speaks to what she does for our kids and for our coaches, and that's Dee Kisner. So 21 years we have been supported by her. She's phenomenal. Heather Smith is our other trainer, and I believe she's going on year 3. I think stepping into year 3, so she's still relatively new, but does a fantastic job. Heather and Dee kind of split days. So they do a great job of working with the coaches and explaining, what days they'll be here, communicating that way. But at the end of the day, they're phenomenal people as well, and they take care of our kids to the top notch and the best ability that they can. We're very blessed to have them, and we're also supported by team doctors such as Dr. Hedlund from Orthopedics Associates of Michigan, and he's on the sideline often at football games and other events. And then whenever there's something serious that goes on, he gets the call and he comes out and helps our kids out. We have a great relationship with Halse Jepson. who even comes into our building and does some PT on kids, and obviously their open door policy at their place right down the road. So when anything occurs with health or injuries or anything like that, they are the best team around. We're blessed to have them.
Yeah, and speaking as coaches and teachers, right? Like the best thing about Dee and Heather is that they treat your children as if they are their own, right? And as a dad of an athlete, like that's such a comforting, rewarding feeling when you have people who are excellent at what they do in terms of knowledge, but also their give a crap factor is really, really high, and we love that.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to know Dee especially quite well, and the amount that she cares about really all the coaches, but then the kids too. It's pretty remarkable, and I think that's a big testament to why she's lasted here for 21 years, and she's kind of become a pillar in this community.
Yeah, and our relationship with Hulse Jepson goes back a long time, and it's as strong as it's ever been. They're incredibly supportive of the students, coaches, the staff, our entire community. So shout out to them.
Yeah, one thing I just want to note on there for the new incoming freshman athletes, it's important that you guys make the effort to get into the training room. You know, it's available after school. You know, Dee's phone number, Heather's phone number is on the door. That's one thing as athletes, you know, as new athletes are coming in, you have to make the effort. If you have an injury, if you have something, you have to get in, you have to see them, you have to make the effort. And once you do, they will take it from there and just run with it.
Love that. All right, so on this podcast, we talk probably too much about the philosophy of educational athletics, right? And in the culture that we live in, it trickles down, right, from professional to college. College is basically professional now. College is trickling down to the high school, but at the end of the day, we are educational athletics. That's what the mission of South Christian, we partner with that. So, Dave, why don't you get into a little bit of the philosophy of what we're trying to accomplish here as a school when it comes to extracurricular activities.
Yeah, I loved kind of what you said, and it really speaks into it. Like I feel like, and I really believe that high school is really the purity of it is the only thing left is high school athletics, as we all kind of know with the way college is going now. And obviously the pros has been different forever, as it should be, but it's the purity of it is why we're here. And the beautiful thing about South Christian is we can do it in a Christ-centered way. So, we really, really believe our philosophy of educational athletics at South Christian has to be to support our school mission, which is to equip students to live Christ-centered lives and serve God to the greatest potential. So everything we do or strive to do is to do those things, and our coaches are the main cogs of that. Our coaches are unbelievable people that lead not only Christ-centered lives that people can look at and be like, wow, that's a great person, and they can tell they're Christian, but they bring that to their practices, they bring that to their games, they bring that to the locker rooms every single day. And we are so blessed to have great people around that lead the way in that point. It is, I sleep really well at night knowing that, there might be some disagreements. There might be some things that pop up throughout the year, obviously, but our coaches, I have their backs 100% of the time. I mean, there's not a single coach that I can look at in our programs and be like, man, I don't know why they did that, right? Like, there's always rationale. There's always an explanation. There's something that I believe that they know what they're doing to support that. So it makes it easy to get behind. The key is hiring those people and keep hiring those good people that know of why we're doing the why of why we're here. And that, again, is to serve God, get the kids to serve God to their greatest potential.
Yeah, I think, too, we talk quite a bit about, and TJ and David and Cope, we've all been coaches at different levels. And it's funny because I often get talked about with parents and so on and so forth, like, well, you have it against my kid. Like, none of us coaches have anything against any of the kids. We're trying to teach life lessons that we feel you can't really teach in the classroom. And a lot of that is, there are certain things that just certain players are just better than other players. So that by the time they get to the varsity level, playing time is not guaranteed. Just like, hey, you're not going to get every job that you apply for. You're not going to get into every school that you apply to. And we feel that sports, educational athletics teaches that probably as good, if not better, than anything else. but my goodness, if you talk to any of the coaches on staff, the passion that they have for the kids, the passion that they have for their sport, the passion they have for God, and the passion they have for the school is off the charts.
I think I try to talk to my students a lot about this too. It's what's our purpose as coaches. Our purpose is to have an impact on them, make a difference in their lives. But the passions are the vehicles, which are the sports we love, right? So you love soccer, you love basketball. That's the vehicle that you use, your passion, to make a deep impact. That's your purpose. And I feel like a lot of our coaches are dialed in with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. No, great points. Another thing I like to hit on at meetings like this is just to make sure people know that we have so many sports at South Christian. So please know what sports we have. I'm not going to list them all, but it's important to point out that some of those sports do have cuts. And not a fun time for anybody, right? Our coaches are front and center. We got two of them here with us that make cuts every year, and it is the worst day of the year. That's very, very hard on them, but something that's, a necessity based on the numbers that we have and the teams that we have. But would also encourage, if you do get cut from a team, hey, go try something else, right? Like, be a part of something. We have several teams that have no cuts. Anybody can step on the football field and be on our football team. Anybody can run cross country, right? Like, our JV tennis teams and our JV golf teams have not cut in the past. Our bowling team has not cut. Track, you can participate in track. So there is something for everybody, even if it's not basketball, if it's not soccer, if it's not volleyball. The sports that are really, really competitive right now. It's hard on our coaches. We also understand getting cut is not a fun situation for kids. But we navigate that. Our coaches do a tremendous job with those conversations. And just would encourage you to try something else. If you want to get involved, be a part of a team. There's nothing like it. Like we've said a couple of times, just encourage you to do that. Another thing we like to hit on is playing time. If we have a freshman level, so let's just use basketball as an example, right? We got 3 levels of basketball teams, or you got football obviously in the fall too, right? If you're on the freshman team, everyone will play. That's a guarantee. It's not equal by any standard, but it's a kid's going to get in the game. They're going to see some time, and then it's their job to perform once they get in there. Once you get up to the JV level, we believe that's when you start separating things. So you're not guaranteed playing time. Now, saying that, certain teams do a great job of getting everybody in at the JV level, but that's not something that I stress. That's not something that is a necessity. So if you're not playing in a JV game, that's where you're at, and you just got to keep working to do it. And then obviously the varsity level is the next step up. It's the top kids that the coach warrants will play, and the playing time is always earned and not given. And those are the kids that the coach believes gives them the best chance to win at that point in time. So I just like to hit on all those notes, and I think those are important for you to hear.
It's good. All right, so we talk a lot about partnership at our school. We believe that as teachers and coaches, we need to partner with parents and kids in the journey of high school. And just like any relationship, communication is hands down the most important thing. And communication in 2026 is different than when it was in 2006. It's different than when it was in 1986. And that's changed a ton. So you have a great plan in terms of what communication should look like when it comes to the partnership with the families and the coaches and the kids. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? And every coach is different, but at the end of the day, there's a standard that we'll hold our coaches accountable for, and that is at the very least, it's an email that will come through weekly to their inbox, which will explain the week ahead, right? So if it's cross country, hey, we got practice Monday, 3 to 5. This is what we're going to do, and then we got to meet Tuesday, blah, blah. You outline the week, especially for our younger kids, whether it's the freshmen or sophomores that can't drive. It has been really helpful to do that for parents so they kind of know the plan, right? You're dealing with 14, 15-year-old kids. My kids are younger than that, but I understand that kids don't talk to their parents, right? Like that's sometimes we know that happens. Now we want the kids to be able to tell their parents what's going on, but we understand that won't. So that's why we're trying to partner there. So you're going to get an email usually it's Sunday. I think most coaches do Sunday, but some might do a Saturday if they don't want to throw something through on a Sunday. And if it doesn't come from your head coach, it'll come from the assistant or a team parent. There's no There's no guideline that it has to be the head coach. As long as they're getting the information, we do believe in that. And, a great way to follow up with questions is via an email, right? And we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, as a parent of an athlete, this is so nerdy, but I love the Sunday emails because then I'm looking at the week on the calendar and I'm thinking who's got to get picked up where, and times that by, in my family, 4, right? So like that information is so vital to like the operation, and we get that as coaches, and so we're going to make sure that that's a priority.
Yep, no doubt. And then the other big thing that our coaches will do is a parent night. Every coach is going to lead a parent night. It's in person. It might be at the golf course if you're the golf team, or it might be in the auditorium, or it might be in a classroom, just depending on the team. But you're always get in front of the coach where the coach will explain, hey, this is what I expect from your kids. This is what I expect from you as parents. And this is our partnership and how this can go the best way it can go. So you're guaranteed those things. And then, again, we'll hit on some of that other stuff as we go.
Love that. Anything else in terms of communication, Joel, from a coach's perspective, TJ, from an AD or coach's perspective? Anything you guys want to add here?
I think the biggest thing is the younger the student athlete is, so freshman or JV, there's going to be more parent communication directly with them. When they get to the varsity level, we need to start preparing them to take on a little bit more accountability to be ready for college. I think our job as varsity coaches is to give them a great experience, but it is to prepare them for college. And I know when I got to college, and I'm sure it's true for Joel, you got so much free time. And if you don't manage your calendar and you don't take, grasp of it and go with it, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to show up for class. You're not going to be at weights or practice or where you need to be. So it definitely changes kind of as it goes. But the one thing is, like, we will, as coaches, we will always communicate with you when it comes to scheduling. You can call us, text us, email us about anything that's to do with scheduling, and we will always give you that information.
Yeah, I think that's a great point that Coach just made too. Like, at the end of the day, we could sum this whole podcast up and say we're trying to prepare these kids for life after high school in a safe environment at South Christian. Like, and that's a part of it. Like communicating when you're 19. If you're going to Hope College, or if you're working at GVL Excavating, or going to, I should have said Calvin. Sorry. That's what we're trying to do. We don't care about winning games as much as preparing these kids for life and how to live life after they leave this place. So I'm glad you said that.
That's a really good point. Really good. All right. And the next step of communication, right? Like in the partnership, parents invest a lot of time, effort, and energy into their child's experience when it comes to participating in athletics at South. But there's got to be some parameters. There's got to be some things to protect both the parents and the coaches and the kids. Dave, you want to talk a little bit about the next step of communication when you're in the season and things are busy and there's a lot going on. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, we understand. We get it. Athletics is a major deal at South Christian, a lot of places. But obviously, we believe, and I think, us in this room believe, and a lot of other people believe, it's the front porch of South Christian. The heart and soul of our school is our teachers and it's our educators, and that's what it should be. But a lot of people see and view the Friday night football game, the district final soccer game, the state title soccer game we won, 2022, right? The state football title we won. Taylor's team going to the Breslin Center, Erica's team going to the Breslin Center last year, right? Like, that's when people see us, right? So we realize that. So it's a big deal. But at the end of the day, we have to keep things in perspective as well. As a parent, you have to be able to take a step back and realize, hey, this is my kid's show now, right? Like, I want to support them however I can. But at the end of the day, I have to let Johnny handle this stuff. So one thing we would ask, if there's a situation that arises when he thinks he or she thinks they should be in the game more, right? Or not getting enough playing time, or, just wondering why. The best step for a kid to do, and takes a lot of guts, I realize that. And a lot of times I hear they don't think the coach is going to listen to me, or they're scared of the coach. I promise you our coaches handle this well, is for him or her to ask the coach, hey, what can I do to get better? Or what can I do to earn playing time? Now, the next part of that might be, it's not going to happen. So-and-so's in front of you, this is why, right? Examples of, or this is what you can do to get better. And guess what? if you show that in practice, not 1 day, not 2 days, but 2-3 weeks, you're probably going to get a chance to play. So that's a big start. The kid has to start with it. If it starts with a parent email or phone call or text message, it's just not going to be well received. And a lot of times, I'll be honest, I even tell the coaches not to respond to something like that because that's not what you want to get into. So that's a big thing. Another big point is to wait 24 hours after the game. I can't tell you how many times I've received an email myself, or our coaches have, that comes during the game. Which is just like the blood pressure's high, right? Like everything, you're emotional. We get it. So we just ask that you go home, you pray about it, you think about it, you talk to your spouse, you talk to a family member, maybe you talk to a club coach, right? Like you figure out, hey, should I say something? So just wait 24 hours is something we ask. There's a couple of things that we ask that you don't talk to about with coaches, whether you're a parent or a kid. And those things would include talking about other players, right? So, hey, why am I not playing but Johnny is? Or why am I not playing and Elise is, right? Like, we're not going to get into that. We're not going to talk about other players. We're here to talk about you. That's great. We want to talk about you. Coaches aren't going to discuss game strategies with parents or kids. That's just not what they do. They're hired here for a reason. They know what they're doing. We believe in their system. We believe in what they're doing. And guess what? Our coaches, if it's not working, they're smart enough to figure it out, and they're going to change it. Like, they want to win, and they're going to try to figure that out. So just a couple of things there. And just encourage you to listen and discern to what the coach says, and take time to do that. Take 24 hours after the conversation and come back to the coach. Be like, hey, coach, what did you mean about that? You know, I can't tell you how much that goes to let the coach believe in you if you hear it from the kid and not the parent. So I just encourage parents to let that happen, and then maybe you can speak on, like, as a parent.
Oh, baby,
what do you do when your kid comes home and says that? Like, what do you do?
It's you guys. Like, I was an athletic director for 8.5 years, and I've been coaching sports for 20 years. Nothing prepares you for the other side of it as having your own kid go through it, and experiencing the emotions and the conversations and managing your own emotions and your significant other's emotions on the partnership of what's going on and how can we help our kids process, grow, and learn. And the one thing that you said that I love, take a deep breath, step away, get out of the emotional zone. Sleep on it. I'm telling you, when you wake up the next day and you're thinking, I already feel better about the situation, because the emotions are taken out of it, right? And I think that's so difficult to do as a parent if you've never done it before. It's so hard because there's no playbook for that either.
Yeah. Yeah, I've said it 1,000 times, though. I think you and your wife, Kelly, handle it really well. And you know that, like, nobody wants to see their kid disappointed or hurt, so to speak, but the whole point, like TJ was saying a minute ago, is to get them to learn to prepare them for life after that. And they need to go through hard things right now in a safe environment so that when they do get off on their own, they can make those tough decisions without you over their shoulder. And I think sports, again, does that better than most of what high school can do.
Yeah, that's good. The other thing that we ask our students and our players, our student athletes, to be great representatives of the school and rep the brand. We obviously ask our coaches to do a fantastic job of representing our school. Parents, we have a massive responsibility in this as well.
Yes.
We're the one who wears the gear out to the grocery store. We're the ones who travel to the games and are in the stands and are supportive of what's happening, right? And in the culture that we live in, it's you yell and you get frustrated and you yell at an official, right? Like, we need to be better as a whole when it comes to parents.
Yeah.
We are massive representatives of our school.
Yeah.
And we need to take that very seriously. And I just something that I've noticed over the years is that when the coach's behavior is fantastic, our parents can match that, or vice versa, right? And that's a heavy responsibility on parents. So parents, not calling anybody out, I'm just saying we have to be better at representing our school, because I'm telling you right now, if I was out there yelling at officials, yells at coaches, you know who's going to be the most embarrassed? My child.
Yeah.
And she's going to be like, Dad,
yeah,
shut up.
Yeah.
And it's not about us. It's about their experience. So my call is to let's be the hands and feet. Let's serve the community
Yeah.
and let's support.
Yeah, so like what David was saying about us being the front of the sports or the front porch of South Christian, that includes the coaches, that includes the players, but that definitely includes the parents. And you definitely leave an impact on the people that come to those games. So let's make it a positive experience.
When you're walking out of a game and you see an official, just say thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for being here. We can't do this without you.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm the worst official in the history of the universe. Ask any kid in my class. I'm terrible.
I've
You
never
haven't
made
made
a
a
bad
bad
call.
call in 20 years.
Yeah.
But like, if you think you can do better, we got this form you can fill out, and you can register, and you can get paid to do it if you would like to do that.
And I think a lot of times, too, kids will take their cues from their parents as well. So if their parents are in the stands yelling and screaming, the kids think it's okay to do that, too. And the coaches are on the sideline trying to fight that. But let's just make it a great experience for everybody, and let's leave a great legacy for the people that come to our games, whether it's football, basketball, soccer, hockey, all that kind of stuff. But set a good example.
Agreed.
Yeah, very well said. And one story that, not stories here. So every game, whether it's home or away, I'll talk with the officials. Home games, you're a lot more close with them. You're walking them to their car at the end of certain games, right? Or you're giving them food, you're giving them drinks, you're treating them very, very well. And that was passed down by Tom Dykema. That was passed down by, obviously, Cope. That Jeff Mings did that. I mean, that's just a reputation that we have. Bill Heatheis, everybody. Like, we treat them very well. So I get to know all the officials very, very well. And it is, I'll give, a lot of kudos out there to our people, too. Is every time they come to South Christian, they feel that they're treated very well by everyone, including our fans. So continue to do a great job with that. Obviously, we have some that need to do better. But hey, you're being looked at, you're being watched. You're wearing our gear. The same thing we tell our kids. Anything with South Christian on it, you're representing us. And if you're at our games, just keep up the good work. Referees notice, and a lot of other people notice, but those officials notice those things. I'm telling you.
Good stuff. All right, let's flip the switch a little bit here. Something that's near and dear to my heart because it's a massive part of what I do day in and day out as a PE teacher is our partnership with Coachman Strength and Conditioning. It's going on, I think, year 7.
Yeah.
Year 7, and it's been a fantastic addition and a partnership to what we do during the school, before school, after school, with our athletic teams. Taylor, why don't you talk a little bit about those of you who don't know what our partnership with Coachman looks like and how that is important to everybody, including coaches?
Yeah, I think it's really important for parents and the kids to understand how lucky they are to have that opportunity. I mean, I went to Kansas Christian, and we had a closet with some old weights, and we never had a strength coach. We never had a plan. It was just go in there and try not to get hurt. And I will give our athletes a lot of credit. I mean, they do show up. We have some athletes that show up relentlessly in the summer, 6:30, 7:30 a.m. open sessions. I mean, it is impressive. We have some very determined athletes. And then we have some athletes that do stuff on their own and go to other places, which is totally fine. But the community and being around your teammates and being here is important. So Brady Viss has really taken the lead on that. You can get a hold of him through us at any time. We'll make sure his information's on our website, but he is kind of the main contact for that. And basically during the week, we're going to have open lifting sessions before school and after school for any athlete, boy, girl, freshman, sophomore.
Or general student.
Or general student.
Population student.
General student, too. We do have other students that just like to work out and be a part of it. It's a great point. So take advantage of that. And then also we'll do sport-specific weight training as well. That'll come directly from your coaches, but they'll set that up with the Coachman staff. So a lot of times, I would say for any athlete, especially in the off season, you just don't really have an excuse not to come in there and work. Like, it's open, it's available, it's paid for. You can just sign up on the app. It's really great, and just kind of get better in your own terms, in your own ways. And they have plans for the beginners, for the mid-level lifters, and then the I don't know if they're power lifters, but just the experienced lifters as well. And the difference that we have seen on the court, off the court, it is remarkable, and we would not have the success on the field, on the court, without the Coachman staff. So take advantage of it. It's something that I can't imagine having, in high school or college even. So they should feel very blessed and use it.
Yeah, it's an athlete enhancement program. It's gaining power. It's gaining strength. It's teaching them how to run. Teaching them how to start, teach them how to stop, teach them how to change direction, teach them how to jump, teach them how to land, all those things. It's not just going in there and trying to get huge, right? Like it's not 1994 anymore.
Yeah. Well, we get a lot of misconception too. A lot of people think it's just, football players do that, and that's all it's for. But as coaches, like, you can talk to them, and they do it sports specific. Hey, basketball players need a little bit more of this. Soccer players need a little bit more of this. Cross country needs a little bit more of this. They're amazing people to do it with. They're very flexible, and it's an amazing opportunity for the kids.
And you said it too. It gives them confidence. You can confidently move. You can confidently do your sport, and then you can work on the sport-specific skill stuff with your coaches. So it's a really cool thing. So that's something that younger and Coachman has done a tremendous job of onboarding with the 7th and 8th grade program in the school year and in the summer, and that just kind of builds into what we're doing in the high school level. So keep doing that, keep being involved in that, and keep using that resource, because that's a huge part of what we do.
Okay, next we got to move on to something that kind of sets us apart, makes us a little bit special, and that's our faith integration into our athletic opportunities. So, David, why don't you kind of start us off with what role you see that playing, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I mean, that's 1A, right? Like that is the main thing of why we do what we do. Again, everyone loves to win, right? We love to win. That's also a big reason of what we do. We love to hang banner. We just love the trophies. We love all that stuff, right? But we can't do any of that if we're not doing the faith integration part well, and that's got to be our top focus. So we do a lot of things to try to make that our top focus, whether it's conversation with coaches before the season, whether it's Ben Cruzy, who does a great job in our chaplain role that we continue to try to expand, working with kids throughout the year, whether they're in season, out of season, always available, part of our Bible department. That's a big thing. And then, I do think still to this day, I love this line where if you're on a team and you're with your coach more than your parents, right? Like you go to school, you're with your teachers, then you're with your coach from 3 to 5 or 5 to 7, whatever it is, right? Then you go home, you might eat dinner, you probably go talk to your girlfriend, talk to your boyfriend, you do homework, you go hang out, you're playing video games, whatever you're doing. When do you have time to talk to your parents? I believe your coach is a huge influence in your life during this time of high school. So the coach's role in faith integration is vital and important. And I would just like Taylor to kind of expand upon that. And obviously, Cope and VK, you can do the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's super important. I coached at a public school for 12 years before I got here, and we tried. We did our best, and there was always hurdles and things like that. And I think one of the blessings being able to coach here at South Christian is we can just be so open about it. And my favorite part as a coach is having the real life conversations, letting the kids know, like, hey, I've made mistakes too. I've been there too. Wasn't that long ago that I was in your shoes. I did that. I struggle with that. So the real life conversations, having them come in your office and having faith conversation are probably the best part about being a coach. And I just encourage the kids to keep doing that, because we all struggle. We all have questions. We all hear a sermon and we don't quite understand this. And us coaches, we don't have all the answers, but we just having the conversation, I think, is just so important. And then, having people here in the school that might know the answers with our chaplain and our Bible department, or other teachers who just have incredible faith. One thing I like to do, I know a lot of coaches do this, but we try to really start our week every Monday with some time in our faith, whether it's a conversation, a hot topic, a current event, just a prayer request, I think are so powerful. The one thing I think we do really well with our group is the continued prayer requests when people are going through something, that we go back to it and back to it. I think those are really powerful moments. We go to church together with our seniors. Every year, our seniors get to take the entire team to church, which has been a huge blessing for my family, because we've been to now probably 12, 13 different churches. It's been a lot of fun. Get to experience some different philosophies or genres, and just help understand where the athlete's at and what they're getting taught on Sundays. And then the most important thing with everything is just the growth mindset. We don't expect your freshmen and sophomores to know what to say or how to say it, but man, by the time they get to seniors, the growth that we have seen with some of our students that want to go on and be a pastor like Caleb Winnicky or be like Wyatt Saul and go down to New Zealand and be like a missionary for a year. And there's just some powerful stories out there. But not only those kids, no matter where you go, if you go into trades, college, or whatever it is, we just want you to have that background, that foundation, that when you go to college or you go to work, that you're different. And we want people to be able to express it and have conversations that, man, that kid's different. Why? Why is that? And it should be hopefully because of their faith. So it's definitely the most important part. We all fail, and we know that. And thankfully, by the grace of the Lord, that we know that we can and we'll still be okay. And I think as coaches, I think this is something that we get excited about, that we're able to do here at South Christian that you can't do at most schools.
I love that answer. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was funny that you mentioned Caleb Winnicky, too, because we had him on the podcast. And one of the things that he really mentioned is as he got older, he really had to take ownership of his faith. And I think a lot of that comes from teachers and coaches encouraging that. And I think he's a pretty good picture of what kind of kid we want when they graduate from South. And I think the coaches did a lot of good stuff with him and for him.
That's awesome. All right, Dave, you got a new award coming down the pipe this year. Talk to us about the Sailor Award.
Yeah, excited about that. I think that's going to be the name. We could change the name, but
maybe the listeners could come up with the name.
I think that's a good idea.
Maybe like
Send an email.
Poll question, maybe.
If you guys are in,
the Joel Vandekopp Award.
The VK Award.
yeah, let's do that for real. That would be. I'm up for that because I'm terrible at
Sailor Award is good.
Names,
but hey, if you got a good idea, email
You're not
us.
creative, Dave?
Yeah, exactly. I lack that gene.
Let this one go to sports at
in line.
SCHS.org. Sports at SCHS.org. Email Jackie in the end and give us a good name.
There you go. I like it.
I like it. But no, real excited about it. It's going to bring together 5 different aspects of what we believe a Christian athlete should look like. Should include a great work ethic, growth mindset, which Taylor just hit on, being a good teammate, so being a servant leader, and a Christ-centered athlete. So I'm going to challenge the coaches, the varsity head coaches, to pick one person at the end of each of their seasons, and that person will receive an award at their banquet. And then at the end of the fall, winter, and spring, the plan is to choose one male and one female where we feel is the overall winner, and just highlight some kids. Get some kids some awards and just make them feel good about how they are handling themselves. So it might be the best player, it might not be the best player, right? It might be a middle of the road player, it might be a role player. But that part doesn't matter, but just a way to emphasize the belief in what we believe an athlete should be here at our school.
Love that. All right, speaking of growth mindset, we subscribe to the Grit Leadership Evaluation process for our coaches. You want to talk to those people who don't know about the Grit Leadership Evaluation? Give them a little info on that.
Yeah. So same thing we've been doing for several years. So for those that have returners or have done through it, nothing changes there. But it's a tool that we can evaluate our coaches. So a coach gets to evaluate themselves. They do a self-evaluation. Parents will get a link from me at the end of the season, and every athlete gets a chance to evaluate our coaches. And a very important tool that helps lead conversations for me at times. It does not hire coaches. It does not fire coaches. If you're sometimes kids don't like a coach for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't play enough, or maybe something happened and they give them a bad score. Well, guess what? I already know that. Right. So it's looking for themes. It's looking for things that maybe I didn't catch. Obviously very close with our coaches. So throughout the whole season, I'm already talking to them anyway. So I don't get surprised a lot by it. And I don't put, a ton of stock in it. But it is a valuable tool to help shape the picture of what I already have in our coaches. And maybe there is stuff that we've missed. There's been several occasions where I have had to have conversations with coaches based on what I read in there, because sometimes people are just more apt to write it rather than tell me about it or tell someone about it. But at the end of the day, I really believe it's a tool to support and let our coaches know how great of a job they're doing. It is amazing the scores, again, that I receive, whether it is parents, whether it is kids, or just my comments. I mean, it's, if there's scores out of 10, I mean, our coaches are in the 8, 9s, and 10s 95% of the time, which is incredible. And just goes to show that they're doing great things. So I think it's a tool to hopefully just support them and let them know that, hey, it's hard. This is really hard work, but you are doing amazing.
Yeah, I think in the workforce or in the work world, like you get performance evaluations or like you get evals, and that's got a negative connotation of like, oh, I'm doing bad, right? And like you said, this is a framework to help provide better coaching, better support. And you're right. If you know most of the stuff that's happening within the programs, but if you tend to notice a theme of something that's consistent throughout different voices, different opinions, it's a great opportunity for you to have a good, deep conversation with that coach.
Yep. It's and hard conversations are hard, right? Like I think anybody knows that they're difficult to have, but as a leader, you got to have them, right? Mm-hmm. So whether it's no matter the program, no matter the coach, I'm really good friends with a lot of them, right? Yep. And sometimes we just gotta talk about it. Yep. And it's not a bad thing, but it's hard. But having a tool like this helps guide my thoughts and helps say, hey, like this is what some people are thinking. What do you think, right? So it kind of like it's not me coming at them per se, right? And I think that helps lead to an easier conversation. And I don't know if Taylor or VK can expand upon that because they have them with me.
Yeah, well, I think you've got a good finger on the pulse of every sports program here, and I think that really helps that you know us. There's a lot of us that are in the building, so you can kind of come down and check and chat. And when I first got here, I was a little nervous about having parents evaluate, just because it's like what David was saying. Hey, are the people that don't play much, are their parents going to just rip on me? And we've got some good, productive stuff out of it, so it's been good for me. I know a lot of other coaches appreciate it, so it's nice.
Yeah, and I think we want growth. Like us as coaches, like we want to get better. Like every year, I'm just yearning for something to be a better coach. The one thing I will say is when we email these things out, like I'll do the JV and freshman coaches. Like I just encourage the parents to fill it out. I don't know our return rate, but it's not 100%. So even if you feel like, like, oh, he's great, but I don't need to fill it out, or he's good at this or not, just fill it out. It helps us. The more information we have helps us paint the best picture we can for the coaches. So just encourage them to fill those out.
Love that. All right. So that's a lot of deep philosophy, overarching stuff. Let's get into some of the nuts and bolts of South Christian athletics. We have a Sailor store. Maybe a discount today?
Yeah, 20%.
I'm not sure if we've ever followed up on the 20% discount on the Sailor store. But we have a store that you can buy South Christian gear. You want to Taylor, tell us a little bit about the Sailor store. Hey, if you want to throw a discount in there, people might bite on that.
They might. I'm going to just kind of run through some things. So the Sailor store is to offset cost of the officials. A couple years ago, our official costs went up about 50%. Didn't really have it quite in the budget. So all the proceeds go right back to athletics. Nothing,
so no discount, sorry.
Nothing.
20% above cost.
Above it.
We'll take tips.
Nothing is marked up crazy. We don't take a huge profit. We work closely with Nike and BSN and Sporting U, and we try to come up with the best stuff we can. The first date that it'll be open will be the first football game. Was that August 28th? Where's that game at, Dave? I never quite know.
EK.
It's at EK.
Always a valid question.
Always a valid question.
Stadium?
So we'll be at EK. We'll have a ton of new designs, new hats, a couple pullover things. We got some really, really cool stuff coming out this year. So we always kind of test it at that game to see what works. And then the parent night, which I think is like early September. It's that second week of school. It's like a Tuesday night. We'll be open for that parent night as well. And then we'll try to continue to open it. You can always come by the office during business hours, please, and bring your checkbook and walk into the store. And we're trying to expand it. We're trying to find a way to open it more and do online orders and stuff like that. But we're doing the best we can. But the pop-up shops seem to work pretty well.
Awesome.
And yeah, before we move on to Taylor's next section, I'd just like to publicly thank Taylor. I mean, that was before he got here, that was something that I did, and it was impossible to do. So he's taken it and run with it. The designs are fantastic. The gear's great. He's done a great job with that. So just appreciate it.
Hey, the Copeland family gets a lot of Christmas presents from the Sailor store.
Surprised they don't ask us to pick out the.
Yeah.
I mean, we're very trendy guys, so
Not so much Joel. Maybe Joel's wearing a free T-shirt from 2019 right now.
Raise your hand if you have Crocs on right
Hey-o.
now. Yeah, exactly. You're a grown man.
No question.
All right, it's 2026. We're all stuck to our phones because we're bad at that. But one nice thing about being stuck to your phone and looking at social media all the time is you get a ton of updates about South Christian Athletics. Talk to us about South Christian Athletics social media.
Yeah, it's hit and miss. People use different platforms. I feel like we're probably heavier on the Instagram, and I think most people are. So we try to put things on stories and post and try to get the information out. Dave and I try to do some in-game updates for mainly varsity or home events on there as well. It just follow at Sailor Sports. It's the best way to do it. Each team usually will have their own Instagram account for their sport specific, but a lot of times they don't have people to really run it during live games. It's just not that easy. It takes a lot of work. So we try to do it for them on the general athletic Sailor Sports Instagram. So if you don't follow that, that's always a good one. And then we're also on X and Twitter as well, which I still think people use, and we try to do a good job using that. That ties into our website, which I'll get into next. And then also, I think with social media, people just got to understand it's a big job. It's hard. We can't cover everything in real time. Dave does a tremendous job at the end of the night, like at 9, 10 p.m. and all right, we got to get these scores and try to put them out. But it's hard. It's hard to be at everything. We have so many sports. So we're going to continue to work on that, try to find ways to continue to prove it. But we did just know we do the best we can with the social media stuff. And then on our website, our Twitter and our website are kind of linked. We switched over to EventLink. You probably saw last year. We know our website isn't always perfect. A lot of times it's coaches writing articles. We put things up there. Jackie and Leanne will be putting things up there. Again, it's a full-time job updating that website, trying to get as much information out. Just know we're on it, and we're trying to do the best we can with our website. But that you can go to our website, southchristiansports.com. It's a lot. There's a lot of really cool things on there as well. And then how to watch games. Obviously, you're not always going to be able to watch everything, but for most varsity events, SCHS is something that you have to pay for. But it's not terrible. I think it's like $12 a month or something like that. So I know it's another streaming service, but most of our contests will be on there. You can also check out Sailor Zone for home events, which is our YouTube page. That is awesome. People love that. That is free. Todd in our tech department does a tremendous job with that, and we work really hard at that. We use Michigan Sports Radio. We have a contract with them again this year for football and men's and women's basketball. So you can always go to their website and listen online for those games, which works out really well. So it's hard. It's hard to get everything, to stream everything. Huddle Fan is out there. We'll use that for volleyball and basketball. But the best way, contact your coach. See if you have grandparents in Florida, or what is the best way to get that information. And also when we post game day, so the day of the game, when we post things on Instagram, Dave does a great job of saying hey, this is on Sailor Zone or this is on NFHS. So make sure you read those, and we'll do our best job with that.
Yeah, I think from my perspective as a parent, the website's awesome, especially if you got a kid who plays spring sports, because that sucker's changing every 30 minutes, right? And the information that's on there is accurate and it's helpful. And then as a parent, you don't have to text the coach, hey, what is the game on today? Hey, are we going to play? Just, hey, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll let you know. But all the most up-to-date, accurate information is on that website.
Yeah, I'm surprised how many parents don't go to the website. Like I've already got some like, hey, what's the schedule look like for soccer? And I'm like, it's on the website. Just go to the website. It's all on there. They update it as quickly as they can. Like,
It's a massive resource.
it is.
And there's some cool stories about the community, and there's
Yep.
connection, there's kids, and there's photos, and like there's
Yeah.
anything you would want is on southchristiansports.com.
But just go there.
Yeah.
Just get used to going there.
And then email Joel.
Then email Cope. Never email me.
All right, there's a massive. We're wrapping it up here, so we're having fun. Sorry, I hope you guys are tuned out and tuned back on a couple times. All right, a massive group of people that help Dave and TJ and the coaches do what they do are the sports boosters. Not everybody can give financially. Not everybody can give this, but we all have time and effort, and we can give our time and effort by joining the sports boosters. And the sports boosters have been a massive part of what has made South Christian Athletics successful over the last 50 plus years. So Dave, give us a little info about the sports boosters.
Yeah, they make us go. They make us do events, right? Not only do you need officials, obviously you need the teams to get there. We always joke as ADs, like, okay, the officials are here, the teams are here, we're good. Yep, that's somewhat true, but you need sports boosters. Sports boosters take tickets for us. They run the concession stand. I'd say those are the two biggest things that like they do on a daily basis. The stories of camaraderie, you get to sign up with other people. The amount of times a random stranger has been with a random stranger and then became friends, like I get to hear about, is really cool. You get to converse with the community, right? Whether you're taking tickets or concession stand, you're talking to everybody. So people love it. It's a bonding time. A lot of times friends will sign up together, husband and wives will sign up together. But we do need help. We need help. We need bodies back there to help us with those things. So I encourage you to think about giving back to that. And whether it's, a lot of parents will say, oh, I'm so busy, I'm watching games. Well, maybe it's your kid's not playing all three seasons. So maybe you're not doing it in the fall, you do it in the winter, or you do it in the spring, or you do it in the fall, right? So you don't have to do it year round. We'll work with you. There's a requirement that we won't get into today, but like we do ask you to commit to a certain amount of dates. But like at the end of the day, if you can give us one or two, we're not going to say no, right? Like we need you to help.
And what other non-contest opportunities are there? We have larger fundraisers. What else can they get involved in?
Yeah, so if you're the extra ambitious type, we have many committees for our fundraisers that we'd love you to participate in, whether that's the community tailgate, which will be coming up here during the football season, whether it's the sporting clay shoot, which is coming up here very shortly too, whether it's the Rod Van Dyke and Mark Van Steen Memorial Golf Outing. That's a huge undertaking. Like we need help for all of those things. And sometimes we just, maybe you have an idea, right? Like we're open to ideas. We've tried some things in the past that haven't gone well. They have gone well, right? So if you have ideas, we're happy to help you, and navigate those questions and see if we can make it work. But yeah, there's more than just doing that. If you are that type that wants to do extra, we'd love to have you. So just encourage you to help us. The first meeting of the year, if you want to attend it, is August 18 at 7 p.m. in the Rotunda. We don't meet often. That's our only meeting of the year, and then a lot of it's email correspondence after that. So it's not a huge time commitment. You can help when it works in your schedule. You get daily updates from us and daily asks. So it's a fun way to give back. Like you said, if you don't have the financial resources, we really need you. And if you need more information, just reach out to us.
The best thing an incoming freshman family can do to get connected in our community is meet other people. And the easiest way to do that is to volunteer and get involved. And Sports Boosters is an awesome way to do it. Like Dave said, you meet people, you spend time with people, you get like injected into the community right away. And that's something that we at South want to be welcome. We want to be encouraging. We want to build community, and the Sports Boosters do a tremendous job of that.
Yep. And I'd be remiss to not mention, I know they wouldn't like this, but Jordan Burgess and Mark Weiss, just thank you for what you do. They're our co-presidents, and they do a great job of facilitating things behind the scenes, so appreciate them. And also, like, if you're not just in it for what I would say the right reasons of camaraderie and building things and serving, we do give you a free sports pass as well. So, like, there is a monetary advantage.
Yep.
And sometimes you'll get some free gear too. So it's pretty cool.
And then sometimes there's free popcorn and free hot dogs afterwards.
Only sometimes.
Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
A lot of leftover pizzas after the contest. Grab a little slice on the way out.
Love it.
I thought this has been awesome.
Yeah, it's been great.
As a staff member, as coach, as a parent, man, we covered a lot of ground, but I felt like it was really good.
Very important information that athletic parents need to know.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, TJ, wrap us up. What from your perspective? What else do the people need to know?
No, I think we covered a lot, and I hope they stayed on it and listened to it, or re-listened to it, or send to somebody who needs to listen to it. But just I think that my biggest thing is from an athletic standpoint, it's a huge undertaking. It can't be done without tons of people's help. Our athletics are growing like crazy here at South. Our numbers are growing like crazy. We are adding sports. We're adding sub-level teams. And I'm very blessed to be a part of it. And we have the best leader that you could possibly ever ask for in Dave. We have the best AD. We have a great administration that supports them. So just come out to events, support your children, whatever they go through. We're excited for another great year.
Awesome. David, wrap us up.
Yeah, first off, thanks for coming in on an August day to Cope and VK. We really appreciate this, and the platform that you give us is amazing. So, I know people are listening to this. I know it.
I did not want to wake up. I will be honest with you.
I know. So I know it takes time.
You got about 2 more weeks until your alarm clock's coming into play, brother.
That's so early.
And then thanks for producer Mark. I know he hasn't been mentioned yet, but thank you for him for being here as well and putting this together and getting it out in a timely fashion. And just appreciate that. And then obviously Coach Johnson, being here too, and he's my right hand man, and we are so blessed to have him. He was a little he didn't share everything that he's done in his past, but he could be other places. I'll put it to you that way. And he has chosen to be here. We're blessed to have him. He does an amazing job for us, and is a great friend. So love him, love everybody that's been helping us. And like Taylor said, it's a big undertaking, but we love doing it. We love our parents. We love the kids. We wouldn't do it any other place. Like I say that, when I'm at meetings, when people ask me, do you like the job? I'm like, I mean, it's okay, but hey, I love it at South Christian. I wouldn't be doing it anywhere else because it's that type of job. But love it here. Just encourage you to keep things in perspective, though. My final word would be keep the main thing. Athletics can be a tool, but it can't be the tool. Take a step back, realize that this can't be your identity. It can be a lot, and it should be a lot if you really believe in it, and you should put everything into it that you can. But at the end of the day, you have to be a child of God. You have to keep that first. If you can somehow juggle that in a great way, we're going to win crazy amounts of games. We're going to have crazy amounts of fun here because we're blessed to have great kids, amazing coaches, and great people around us. So I just encourage you to do those things, and I look forward to a great year.
That's awesome. All right, follow on Instagram and X at Sailor Sports. Make sure you check out that website. Watch games on Sailor Zone. Watch games on NFHS. Listen to games on Michigan Sports Radio. Be a sports booster. Love on your children. Support your coaches. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you guys for all you guys do at South that nobody sees. It can't be done without the amazing effort that you guys put in. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, if Joel wakes up early here in the next couple weeks, maybe we can get a podcast episode out. We'll see what happens. But thanks for listening. We love you guys. We out.